I am DJ Sardana from C4 Analytics. I'm a digital sales engineer there. It's my first time ever on a stage in my 24 years in automotive. I spoke plenty in high school and all the way through college, but this is the first time in automotive on a stage. So if there's any stumbles, don't mind it. But let's see here. So first off, I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about myself because there's a lot of people out here that know me, but there's a lot of people that don't, and a lot of people don't know the background. There's a lot of events that occur in your life that get you to the point where you are today, so I want to talk a little bit about myself. First off, I'm a father to twin daughters. I have twin 9-year-old girls. 24 years in automotive total. But I want to take a few minutes to break that down of how that came about. Because a lot of us out here, there's dealers, there's vendors, but sometimes the pathway to how we get there is different. So I want to rewind a little bit. My start after college, I opened up an automotive parts store. That was the time when Fast and the Furious was a big deal. People were buying rims, tires, mufflers, all that stuff. So I got into automotive right away because I started off customizing my own car. I went to go out and buy some rims. I had a little Mercedes C-Class. I put some rims on it, and then I realized that I got such a great deal on my rims. I was like, man, I can buy these rims and I can flip them and I could sell them and make a business out of it. So I started a automotive parts store in the back of my parents' business. My parents had a grocery store. I took their stock room and converted it to a storefront. Put some glass doors in place of those metal doors and started a storefront. I ran an entire automotive parts business for about 2.5 years out of college, and right around that time, the internet started to grow. This wonderful big thing now called the internet was just starting. I mean, we had eBay and we had the web coming up at that time, and I was not online. I did not have a website. I did not have any online presence. So it was really time for me to close it down because I couldn't compete with other stores that were online. Their pricing and everything was a lot better than what I was at. So I decided to close down my business and maybe start a real career. Being in the back of mom and dad's grocery store, probably not the full-time gig. So I was a mass comm major. I graduated from Towson University with a degree in mass communications, and I thought, let me go back and get something more like what I learned about. So I went over to my local TV station in Richmond, Virginia, filled out an application, talked to one of the local broadcast journalists that I was friends with, and he got me an interview, fast track, went in, did the interview. They said, hey, DJ, we'll hire you. Part-time production assistant is how all mass comm majors start. 20 hours a week, $6.50 an hour. This was 2004 or 5. I was getting ready to get married, buy a house. I'm like, how am I going to make a living working 20 hours a week, getting paid $6 an hour? There's no way. Went to my local BMW dealership where I had purchased a car, Richmond BMW in Richmond, Virginia. I went to the general manager and said, hey, you got any positions open for like a lot attendant? Drive some cars around, put some gas in it, that kind of thing. I was thinking something fun. I'm young. I wanted something fun. No opportunity there to be a lot attendant, but they said, we got a sales job. Would you like to try that? I went back and thought about it, maybe about a week or so, and I went back to that GM. I said, you know what, I'll take that sales job. Fast track, I got into sales 6 months in, loved it, killed it. I was on the internet team within 6 months. Within 12 months, they asked me to be the internet director, to where I was training and bringing up newer internet managers into the field and at the same time maintaining a quota. Fast track a couple more years. I hit salesperson of the month 21 times out of 24 months, selling BMWs. CSI at 100%, doing my thing. So somewhere in that time frame, our BMW dealership, Crown Auto Group, got acquired by Asbury. The folks at Asbury Corporate said, hey, we love what you're doing. We want to bring you into corporate and have you travel the country and train other internet managers how to do it right. So I was assigned 13 dealerships, Virginia, New Jersey, and I had all of Plaza Motors Group in Creve Coeur, St. Louis. So I was responsible for traveling to all of my stores and training other internet managers on internet process, internet lead response, how to utilize the eLead CRM in the best way possible, managing all the dealer websites, so on and so forth. So from that point, I worked at corporate for 2 years, successfully, loved it. An opportunity became available for me to go back into a dealership. So I went back into the dealership. All the Virginia stores that Asbury owned were going one price. I don't know if anybody here, dealer side, went one price, but that's a big undertaking. So they asked me to go back in as an inventory director, pricing all the new cars. When you're one price, you've got to have a set parameter of where you're pricing all your cars. I took Richmond BMW used car store from 60 used cars a month to 100 by proactively pricing my cars. Literally, we had a bucket system. We were pricing all the used cars at 7, 14, 30, and 45. We had a hard 60-day turn, so you really had to price your cars effectively if you wanted to turn them and sell them. From there, next thing you know, I was training my replacement and didn't know what came ahead for me. We had a sales manager get moved on. They asked me to move into a sales manager seat. So I went over and started becoming a desk manager for a BMW store. Really enjoyed it, but I got probably 2 or 3 months in. I'm sitting around with all the other managers talking in this dealership, and I learned that these guys were making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 more than me. So I was like, what's going on here? Set up a meeting with the general manager, said, hey, let's get together and let's have a conversation. I just asked for more money, just asked for what I'm worth. And I had my day off that next day, and then right after that, I went back into the dealership, and I was told, hey, DJ, spoke to the executives. We got 2 opportunities for you. We can shake hands and part as friends. 8 years with the company. Shake hands and part as friends, or you can start over in sales all over again. I was like, sales? So I wasn't going to be unemployed right at that moment. I wasn't ready for that. So I took the sales job, gave myself 6 months, and looked really hard. And I found another job with DealerTrack. I ended up working for DealerTrack for 5 years. And when I was let go from DealerTrack, I got in with C4, where I am now today. So bottom note there, next week I'm going to hit 7 years here at C4 Analytics. And in that time, when I got let go from Cox, DealerTrack, I decided to write a book. So I wanted to when you go through certain experiences in life, when it happens one time, it's a one-off. When it happens 2, 3 times, it's not the same. So I decided to write a book, and I just wanted to read the preface from the book just as a teaser. And if anyone is interested, the QR code there on the slide, just grab a picture of that. That'll take you straight to Amazon, or you can visit djsardana.com for additional information. But the co-founder of C4 Analytics actually read an advanced copy of my book, and he wrote such a beautiful piece that I decided to make it the preface, and I wanted to read it to you guys. It's more of a teaser, just give you a snapshot of what it's about. DJ Sardana tells an American success story that defies the odds. Through confidence, hope, and relentless tenacity, Sardana has been able to overcome the institutional racism that plagues American businesses, and he would argue America as a whole. His firsthand account of his personal and professional life reveals a spirit determined to overcome any obstacles placed in his path. With the same determination that led him to challenge an arranged marriage to be with his true love, Sardana draws on deep reserves of hope and tenacity to find a place in American society amid a cast of characters oblivious to his struggles. From landlords fearful of minority-owned businesses to managers who at promotion time only see color instead of ability. Sardana takes us inside the United States we deny, where subtle biases and unconsidered racist views deny opportunities to the very people America claims to champion. Sardana's story is the minority experience in America that plays out in businesses large and small, wherever people find themselves held to a higher scrutiny and higher standards because of their background, their race, or their religion. Every manager, every business owner, every landlord, and every decision maker needs to read this book and recognize the simple lessons in equal opportunity that Sardana offers. If you believe that you are colorblind, read Sardana's story, and you just may find some unconscious biases of your own. So, enough about me. Let's get into what we're here to talk about today. I'm going to go through a few questions for you to ask your agency. Now, C4 Analytics, we're a full-service digital marketing agency. So I'm going to go through a couple of questions, and I'd like you to take these questions back to your current agencies that you work with today in your dealerships and ask them these questions and see what responses you get. I structured this in a them versus us, them being the majority of digital marketing agencies out there versus us, C4 Analytics. On the surface, most digital marketing agencies seem quite similar. And when you go back to your agencies and you ask these questions, if you don't like the answers you get, then it may be time for us to have a conversation. Maybe it's that time for you to make a change. So the first one I want to ask, or the first one I want to have you ask your agency, how many accounts or dealers does your current account manager have? So let's start with them. Them being most of the other companies. 24 years in automotive, I worked at DealerTrack, I have knowledge of Dealer.com, I've seen a lot of these other companies out there. A lot of account managers out there seem to average 60 to 90 dealers. Let's be real. I'm talking to you and 79 other dealerships. Can we really develop a relationship? Can I really get to know you, get to know what you do on the weekends, what you do in the evenings, build a relationship? This business is a relationship business. Without relationships, we have nothing. So if I'm talking to 90 people, there's 22 some work days in a month, how much time do you really get? How much time can she give you? Her company may only have one certified Google individual. A lot of these companies, they have one person at the very top that's Google certified, and then all the rest of the knowledge funnels down. We have over 100 certified Google individuals at C4. So going to us, at C4, we top out our account managers at 10. 10 rooftops per account manager. Really gives you a chance to have a relationship with the people that you're working with. All of our account managers, like I said, they're experienced people. They're all Google certified in all the different disciplines of Google. It becomes a very high-touch, white glove experience. We're meeting with you often. So, segues into the next part here. How often do you have a scheduled call with your marketing agency? Ask yourself that now. A lot of you are dealers here. How often do you meet with your account manager? Let's start with them. Typically, this is just so typical. I've heard it over all the years. Monthly call. Hey, every month at the beginning of the month, we'll have that call. We'll talk about what our current promotions are this month, what are the deals, the rebates, the incentives, lease payment. Sometimes it's less than that. I literally take Zoom calls and in-person meetings with dealers every week. And I had a dealer last week tell me, DJ, it's probably been 2 months since I talked to my agency. I think I only really call them if something's broken. But then you become disconnected. What's the point in marketing if you don't know what's happening? So with us, weekly calls is the minimum. That is our standard. Once a week for an hour. You tell our team, hey, I want to meet with you guys every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Great. When Wednesday comes around, you're going to get an agenda in your inbox that morning, and we're going to have a conversation. In that conversation, we're going to be talking about sales, strategy, looking at your Google Analytics, looking at all your budget, your reporting, make sure we're pacing good. There's one thing I didn't include on here that's super important, and I know for a fact from, again, being in the business a long time. How often do you send your OEM reports to your agency? Anybody here, do you send OEM reports to your agency? We want you to send us everything the manufacturer sends you so we can incorporate it into your digital strategy so we can make better decisions of when to get in front of her at the right time, with the right messaging, and at the right cost to you. We want you to send us your pump in, your pump out, your sales by zip, your market master data. We want to incorporate as much as we can in order to make better decisions. On average, across 700 dealers, we save dealers about 31% on average on their ad spend. Some dealers see a higher, some dealers see a lower, but you only get that when you make smarter decisions. Question 3, do I pay the ad agencies or the ad networks directly? How do you pay for your ad spend? Them. Most companies want you to give them your ad spend. Hey, your ad budget's $10,000, just give it to me, I'll put it in my pocket, trust me, I'll spend it all efficiently, don't worry. The problem there is you can't unbake the cake. If you try to unbake the cake and find out where all your dollars are spent, you can't see if it's effectively spent. What happens if you don't use all your money? The agency says, hey, your budget's 10 grand, give it to me. Come to find out somewhere you realize, oh, we only spent about $8,400, so what happens to that other $1,600? Do you get refunds? How often does your agency say, hey, here's $1,600 back, we didn't use it all? Doesn't happen. I've heard some unfortunate stories with some colleagues who worked at other agencies where they say, hey, at the end of the month, I got $1,500, $2,000 left over. Let's just put it somewhere. They don't give money back. They just put it somewhere. It might not be beneficial to your business, but they find some place to put it. Us, you pay your ad networks directly. This is mandatory. This is how we maintain transparency for our dealers. We take your credit card number. It goes on file to Google, to Meta, to Microsoft. That way, you only get charged for what you use. If you budget for $10,000, you only spend $8,400. Guess what? Your card only gets charged for $8,400. That way, it's fully transparent. There's no mixing or confusion or worry of what's going on. So, I only gave you 3 questions to ask your agency. I've got a long list of them after the show, after this meeting, sometime this week. Come grab me, look for me. American flag shoes. Sometimes they light up. Just look for me. 15 minutes, we can go through the whole list of the questions you can ask your agency. We can set up a meeting. I fly out every single week and meet with dealers. I'll gladly come out and meet with you. We can sit down and have a conversation, talk about your business, and how we can help grow your sales and your market share. So, lastly, if you'd like to scan the QR code here, it'll take you to my LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn, pretty avid. I think I posted 4 times yesterday. But my email address, cell phone number, and email address, and everything's right there. So thanks for your time, everyone.